Astonishingly boring, and when you're putting them all down on paper, they really are astonishingly boring. But picture yourself with a virtual assistant, or picture yourself with an in-house assistant who can take your definition of these processes and learn them from you. So I'm going to give you my processing process. This is free from media. Anything that you do on the computer every day, it's repetitive and it steals your time. You're doing it without even thinking about it. It's a no-brainer. It's not like you have to sit down and think about it. You're using all that mental energy, but it's still stealing all of that time. Get yourself some screen capture software, Camtasia for Windows. I think there's one for Mac as well, something like that. Record yourself doing it. Turn that recording over to your assistant and say, document this process for me. While they're documenting it, they'll learn it. You never have to touch it again. It's just to finish up on what Joanne was saying in processes. I know they sound really boring. You'll be amazed at how much time you'll get back in your day if you follow this process. So that's it for processes, mercifully. Let's talk about your why. So defining your why, to me, everything that Joanne and I have spoken about or will speak about today is really from a business owner's perspective. It is brand based and it will build your brand and help you to communicate with people as your brand, but it's really more from the owner's perspective. Once we turn it over to John, you'll hear really about the brand, what makes up the brand, why we have a brand, etc. So just try and keep in mind that they're two very slightly different perspectives, and I know that we have a lot of entrepreneurs here tonight. This stuff is really for getting you thinking about this in a way that will help you to engage with and communicate with your potential clients. And that's the most important thing. At the end of the day, we're here to generate leads that want to work with us, that understand who we are, why we are the way we are, feel the same way. And that's just that law of attraction. We bring those clients into us, we don't have to waste a whole lot of time doing outbound sales and getting people who don't understand or agree with what we do. So that's essentially what we're doing when we're talking about defining your why. It's really putting down how you think, why you think that way, and why you do what you do. So first off, if there's anyone here who hasn't read the book Start With Why by Simon Sinek, I highly recommend it. A lot of this thinking is based upon his thinking. He really is a visionary in this area. So Start With Why, Simon Sinek. It's on Amazon, or you can probably download an audiobook. But basically the purpose of this exercise, this definition of your why, is to brainstorm and start to define why your business exists. So when we sit down with a client and we say, let's talk about your why, usually the first thing that they say, why does your business exist? Well, revenue. We want to make money. It's true, it's a why. It's not a good why. If I was to say to you, I'm in business because I want to make money, would you rush to do business with me? No chance. Not a chance. So although the first thing that most people think is revenue, it's not a bad thought. You absolutely must be making revenue if you're in business. You must be profitable. You have a moral obligation to your clients to be profitable. You need to be there when they need you. You're offering them a service, you're attracting them, you're promising them something. If you go out of business or you can't deliver what you said you could, you've let them down as well as yourself. So yes, revenue has to be back of mind, but that's a given. If we're in business, we should be making revenue. If not, we should be working out why we're not and fixing it. So the goal here is we want to get clear about why this business exists and what change we're trying to affect in the market. And I think that's where the rubber really starts to hit the road, is what change we're trying to affect in the market. It comes from our passion, it comes from what we want to achieve with our business. We're here to change the world in some way. And so when we communicate that, when we understand that, we communicate that, and that's what attracts those like-minded individuals. Okay, so I'm going to go through some of the questions. Not very bright in here again. Some of the questions that we'll ask and that you can ask yourself when trying to define this why. There's not one question in here that works for everyone. It's not plug and play. One or more of these questions will resonate with you and you'll be able to answer that, and it will help you get along towards defining that why. So why are we trying to help people? So for example, Red Train exists to help businesses and non-profits be successful, grow, and have a better lifestyle. That's why we do it. That's why we come to work every day. Our unique value proposition, if you go to our website, We empower visionary companies and passionate non-profits to make your dent in the universe. And they're very deliberate, those words, visionary companies and passionate non-profits. I can have a guy walk in here with all the wrong motivations. Why are you a landscape gardener? Well, because I own a lawnmower. No, that's not why you're a landscape gardener. I can't help you if there's no vision or no passion. So that's a very deliberate value proposition. But the reason that I get out of bed in the morning is because I hate the idea of a business owner closing up shop and going to work for someone because he couldn't make it work. I hate that idea. This is not our first kick at the can in small business. We have another small business we've had for about 8 years here in Kingston. We made a lot of the mistakes that this solves in that business. We didn't define our why, and so we ended up a commodity. And if you don't have a why to attract people in, that's all you'll ever be, is a commodity. Race to the bottom, lowest price wins. There's no fun. You can't go to work and enjoy yourself under those circumstances. So when you're doing this process, you'll get to dig deep. It's awkward. If it's not awkward, you're not doing it right. You've got to ask these questions and give yourself time to process it. If it doesn't click, ask another question. So the good news is very few people do this. Very few people get to this real definition of why. And so the opportunity for you people to do this is huge. If you can really define that why and attract people to you, it's all inbound. There's no outbound anymore. So, next question, what greater purpose are we trying to achieve? And you can see these questions are quite similar. Why are we trying to help people? What greater purpose are we trying to achieve? It's about getting away from revenue. There's no discussion of revenue or price here. This is all about why are we here? Why do we get up in the morning? So here's an example of an accountant. This is a real live example of an accountant who said to us, occasionally we see businesses hit the wall because they run out of cash flow, and we know it doesn't have to be that way. So obviously if they're a good accountant, they know that they can direct that client on how to manage their cash flow and do a better job of keeping money in the bank and protecting things. So one of their purposes is to help their clients stay in business. Now, of course they're going to make money doing that. They charge for their services, they'll make money doing that, but that's not their why. So their purpose might be along the lines of, we just want to stop our clients from hitting the wall, and we want to help them manage their business so they can succeed. That's a much better why than we want to make money. They can engage with people based upon that. So the benefits of it are huge. One of the most exciting parts of building a truly engaging brand is the people who believe what you believe in and who think the way you do are just naturally attractive. So it really is, it's amazing once you put these processes in place, once you put these definitions in place, it really does just start happening. And I know that we mentioned the M word. One of the reasons we don't necessarily use the word marketing, we do marketing. We are absolutely a branding and marketing firm. When I think of marketing, anything that talks to a potential client to me is an extension of my brand. And I don't consider that marketing, I consider that branding. So that's an explanation of what's wrong with the M word. There's nothing wrong with the M word. Marketing is perfectly fine. I just call it branding. So, did I skip one? No. What problems are you trying to help your clients solve and why are they important? Just another way of asking the same question. We're here to solve people's problems. If people didn't have a problem that they needed solved, none of us would be in business. So for example, one of the problems that our clients have is